Oops. Good morning, good morning. Hey, we're at it again. The second boy. We did the first boy yesterday. Today it's the turn of the second boy. I was hoping to have got this done yesterday afternoon in the shop so that I could be carving this morning, but it didn't happen. The shop was very, very busy yesterday. The whole weekend, Saturday, Sunday, the shop was nuts. So there's no chance to do any other work like this. Partly it was because the shop was nuts, partly it was because we're short-staffed. Kawai-san was off still. He's got the flu bad this week, badly. I'm not sure what will be happening today. Kawai-san was scheduled to be here today, but I think he may still be off with the flu, so I don't know. We'll see. It could be just me and Doi-san today, in which case there's no chance to do any other work at all. The paper is out of the freezer. The pack's for 3 girls, and two. We have Suga-san and Ei-chan coming today. Suga-san's working on the final batch for the second print, the February print in the subscription series. Yeah, we are. I guess I'm surprised. The shop is way busier than last year. I didn't prepare a graph to show you, but just quickly skipping myself to the graph page. We're more than double what we did last year in the shop. Subscriptions are more than double what we did last year, and online is holding just about the same as last year. We shouldn't be surprised because last year in January we had no shop entrance. We were still upstairs, so we know that this year is going to be, something increased over last year. But still, double. It's a bunch of different factors. It's some organic growth, just year by year. More people know about us, so we're growing. Part of it is because we're on the first floor. Part of it is still the documentary movie Playing on Airplanes is still playing, and we hear about this daily. People come in who have never heard about us, who saw it on the plane on the way over here, so they made a note to themselves to come and stop and see us. And this is good news and bad news. It's good news, we're enjoying it, it's wonderful, but the bad news is, you get used to having this drug and you get used to this stuff coming in, and then at some point, bang, it's going to stop. That documentary won't be playing anymore at some point. But anyway, ride it while you've got it. There's nothing else we can do but that. The thing the staffers are worried about now, and I am too, is that as we move into spring now, if we've doubled January over last year in the shop, then February, March and April, the spring season, March and April, if they are also up at the same kind of level, then we are just simply not going to be able to handle it, because we don't have enough prints in the shop, we don't have enough staff to do the parties. And a number of our most popular prints in the shop are now out of stock, and we're really shy on printers to reprint them because the printers are now busy with the subscription series because it exploded so much. So it's no joke anymore. There's a real sort of difficult situation coming up here. Dave's always complaining. He's not complaining, just what am I going to do? I might end the screen so out of the field of view. Sorry, but I'll try and remember to try and keep it visible here. For those of you who weren't here yesterday, what we're doing here, and this is the current print that I've been carving the past few days. The two boys with the calligraphy stone, ink stone. I did the original tracing for this. I didn't trace it. I took the original print, scanned it high res, took it in Photoshop, took out the colors, grayscaled it, tried to do a good contrast, and the black lines I thought were clear enough to carve. I pasted it down as you see here and carved all the black lines in the bucket. But when I got close to the faces and stuff, I could see that the tracing is not strong enough and clear enough. There's not enough definition in the eyes and in the lips and in the hair. I thought I could get away with it and just cut it freehand from watching it, but really it wasn't clear enough. So I'm putting a pause on this carving for a moment. The bodies are carved, the faces are not. I'm putting a pause on it for the moment. I've gone back to the original, scanned it in again, ran it into Pixelmator, Photoshop here, and I'm tracing over what will become the hunched line for the faces, very carefully tracing. I'll extract this, print it out on Gumpy paper, I'll wash off this block, I'll wash this off, and because I can see where some lines are carved already, we'll be able to line it up and paste down a new tracing for the faces. I should have done it this way back at the beginning. I thought I could get away with it. I was a bit careless. So we're going to just put a pause on the carving. Sushi cat. So Jed's posted it, has he? Soka, yeah. Sushi cats. So there's been a slight change in the titling there. It was going to be Sushi Cats, Ramen Cats, and Sake Cats. And I guess now it's going to be Sushi Cats, Ramen Cats, and Hanami Cats. And the status on that series, the Sushi Cats set of blocks is ready. It's sitting upstairs. It's been upstairs now for a few weeks already. The Ramen Cats set of blocks, the key block is finished. It's sitting beside me on the shelf here, and our carver Kawasaki-san is working on the set of color blocks for it. Hanami Cats hasn't started yet. As you see, Jet has just got the design worked out. He sent it to me the other day, but I can't get it scheduled until Ramen Cats is finished. Our carvers here, Chon-san is working on the subscription series blocks. Kawasaki-san is working on the Cats series blocks. As to when we can start proofing the Sushi Cats, I really don't know. We have a real problem now, as I mentioned, with the printers. It would be a job scheduled for Sugu-san to do. And she's finishing up the Ukiyo-e Heroes print, the one called Two Souls Entwined. She's also printing every month now the subscription print. And then desperately trying to catch up on prints here in the shop. So I'm not quite sure when we can schedule Sushi Cats for production. It was a fun weekend in the shop. I said it was busy, but not as a complaint, of course. We had good fun. There were some good parties. The microwave party is just turning out to be so much fun, you know. I was really gun shy about it, you know. After the blocks were carved, it was months I delayed before putting it into the room. It was difficult. We had to train the staff how to do it, but we've now got it pretty much worked out. There's the occasional disaster where somebody grabs a brush on the gradation and puts it upside down or something. But for the most part, the staff now knows what to look for, knows what kind of mistakes come, and we stand by ready to catch the mistakes before they happen. So it's turning out to be a great fun, although it's really hard work for us. We can't let it, we can't coast. The microwave print parties, we have to really work hard. It's like a theater show. We just can't sit back and let people do it. I don't know. Well, we do. We sit back and let them do it, but we can't turn a blind eye. We have to watch every step of it. But my God, they turn out nice. People are so happy. They can't believe they did it, you know. So the next block you make is going to be used a lot faster for the print party. Not quite sure what you mean. I know, how long will the microwave blocks last before they wear out? I'm not quite sure what you're asking here. it is going to be an issue because we're using the same blocks every day in the party room, so yes, they are going to wear out. We have experience now in general. We sort of know how long blocks do last because we had the experience with the Peach Boy print we did. We got 10,000 out of it before it gave up. The next thing we're going to do in the print party after the microwave, and we've really got to sort of start thinking about it now because it's going to take quite a while to put into production, is clearly people really want to see a famous print in the party room. The ones we had before, the Peach Boy and the Sensoji one, which we still bring out when we need a double, when people have already done the current print. People clearly want to see a famous design. And it's much more difficult for us to prepare a famous design in the party room because they weren't designed with printability in mind. They were designed with design in mind. So we were able to find out a way to structure the microwave design so that people could print it. But if you took just some random print on Utamoto Beauty or something with a delicate face and stuff like that, I don't know how we're going to be able to work that out so that somebody can do it. So I think probably the next print to appear in the party room after the Great Wave will be probably another landscape, I think. Because they're much easier to fudge and fudge and fool around with to make it printable, you know. I can't imagine how we could do a beauty, not with a face where they've got to hit the nose so carefully and stuff like that. I don't know. Here today we've got the same thing we had yesterday. The hair changes over the period of a couple of inches here. It curves to the left and then it curves to the right. And at the very peak of his forehead they come almost straight down. So it's difficult to figure out where to get the curve to break. I could probably zoom in this one quite a bit more now. How big will this be in the finished print? Well, let's pull the block down again. The guy this is the, what's the best place to show this? The one I'm tracing now is the sitting boy. It's this. There's the face. So you can see that little white triangle just in front of my finger. That's the white triangle you see. So the whole face, well, the whole head is sort of about a, well, the face is a fingernail size. Today's Monday morning, so there will be, Cameron should be here, I guess, unless he books off, unless he's also hit by the flu, I don't know. He should be here this morning, coming in 10 minutes or so from now, I guess. He's got a ton of work to do. I know quite frequently on the weekends I do some of his work. When orders come in, I like to make sure, you know, customers get response and stuff like that. But this weekend I didn't touch, I had no chance, the shop was just too busy, so he's got a bunch of stuff to do. He's got 2-3 days backlog of orders and stuff to process. There's a bunch of new subscriptions. It's funny, I saw in the box this morning, I know, when I looked through to see what was waiting for him. There's a bunch of new subscriptions. I know we can't take subscriptions for this year's set anymore. We just take a waiting list. But there's a bunch of, I know what's happened is people that maybe wanted to subscribe to a print set, because they can't get this year's set, they're looking at some other work, and subscriptions have dramatically increased for the what's it called? Mystique of the Japanese print. That series has taken off, and there was 3 subscriptions just on the weekend for that one series. Well, if this keeps up, we're going to be freaking sold out of everything in the building. Okay, where to next? Let's go down the front of the face here. I know I do have something to show this morning. Remind me when Cameron gets here. It's not a dramatic show and tell, but there's something nice to show you. It's on a batch of prints from upstairs came down here yesterday. So remind me when Cameron gets here. We'll take a look at some prints. And a little bit of news, I guess I can mention it. I don't know if I mention it, it helps me make sure I get it done. I know last night up in old party room, you know, Aoyama-san has started to help me get the old party room sorted out for a place where I can sort of get some work done in the off hours. He's built me a little table that I can use as sort of a workbench, not a workbench, as an office table. So last night after the shop was closed, I didn't go out for dinner. I just grabbed some convenience store food and sat at the bench upstairs and I'm working and stuff. And I spent the time on getting a presentation ready for the next YouTube video. So David's next YouTube video will be David's Choice number 7. And if all goes well, I'll be recording it on Tuesday. I've got the concept of the presentation worked out. not a script. I'm not going to read from a script, but I've got the, well, you can call it a rough script, I guess. It's a script in index card form. Start here, start here, start here, talk about that, talk about that. So it's a rough outline of what to say. I've got that all worked out. I've got the stream of the content worked out. And if all goes well, that'll be Tuesday's work for me, recording the next video. It's been so long, you know. The screen lag, no, this is pretty much left, right, that's okay, left, right. These are active video cameras. The bottom half of your screen is coming by Wi-Fi. It's the iPad talking to my iMac through Wi-Fi. So there's a bit of a lag at the bottom screen here. You can probably see if I just do a test on a line here. Watch, you can see it on the top right hand corner. Where are we here? It's going to appear. Where? Let's do it here so we can see it. Circle. Oops. Ah, hi, erase. Hi, let's try that again. Ready? Ready, circle. And then undo, press. Click. So there's a lag at the bottom screen here because of the Wi-Fi communication between the computer. For those of you who don't know what's going on, the program, the software involved is called a lonely screen. The iPad just thinks it's talking to a TV. The iPad is built in, it'll broadcast its screen to anything over Wi-Fi. It's usually built for an Apple TV. People will watch in their living room while they're browsing on the iPad, sitting on the couch. What we're doing here is we're doing the same thing from the iPad, broadcasting the screen by Wi-Fi, and the program called Lonely Screen on the iMac is picking that up, and of course that's going through into my OBS broadcast software. So it's a simple setup, but there's a tiny bit of a lag on there. There's no lag on my screen. When I draw this, I see the instant reaction on my screen, but going over to broadcast software, there's a slight lag there. But for me as a person drawing this, there's no detectable lag at all. This iPad is a fantastic drawing tool. The software we're using is called Pixelmator. It's a Photoshop clone running on iOS. And it has different brushes built into it. And the brush I'm using today is what they call Manga brush. And if I do a test stroke here, you can see what happens. As I make my stroke longer and longer and longer, it gets fatter and fatter and fatter and wider in imitation of an actual brush putting ink on paper. So it's perfect for doing these hairs. You can see what's happening. The line starts thin, widens out bit by bit by bit. There's 3 layers involved here. The bottom of the 3 layers is the image. As it is, you can see the boy's face. The top of the 3 layers is a transparent layer that I'm tracing on with a 50% red. And in between them, I've got a flat white layer, which I will now pop up, which blocks out temporarily the bottom image, allowing me to now fill in carefully, see more carefully what these lines should look like. When it comes time to print it out, I will delete the white layer and the bottom layer, the original image. I will turn the red layer to I'll turn it to black, and it will become 100% opaque rather than 50%. And I will print that out on thin Gumby paper, and that becomes the Hanchta that gets pasted down onto the wood. It's a very, very cool system, beautiful system. And because we're working at such huge magnification, by the time I get it printed out onto the wood, any sort of defects and variance in these lines is rendered moot. So we're working at about 300%, I think. I'm not quite sure. What does it say? 450%. Oh, is it that time? He's a little early, it's 8:40. Is that the target time, 8:40, is it? I don't really know. Yeah.
Seems like it's been around then recently.
How's your weekend?
Good. Yeah. Nice.
It was busy here. Not crazy, I can't say, but it was busy. Really, really busy. For January, just incredible.
Wow. After a relatively quiet week, right? Wasn't the the weekdays were pretty quiet?
Yeah, I was thinking it was, January quiet time, then the weekend came and bang.
So you're retracing the hair?
Yeah, there was no way. I couldn't pick up the detail by looking at it from the, the raw Photoshop printout, so. I've got a three-way screen here. Yeah, well, the left corner is as usual. Should we turn around? Oh, here are there. Good morning, Cameron. Good morning, Cameron. Let's see. 8 to 8. I'll just try as usual. I'll get that out of the way. I'll pinch the. We're going to turn the camera, the computer, and we found sometimes, if you're a new viewer here, that sometimes the Wi-Fi, the Ethernet connection wiggles a bit. It goes down. So if it goes down, don't worry. It'll be back up in 30 seconds or so. We'll just try and rotate the camera so you Cameron can ride the side saddle here. Yeah. Not side saddle. Ride. Sidecar. The help. I forget. Whatever. I'm getting my analogies mixed up.
Ride shotgun?
Shotgun or something like that. Whatever, I don't know. Anyway, this is Cameron, right-hand man here in the shop. Yep.
Good morning.
Did we get to it?
Hello. Looks like we survived.
Looked like we survived the rotation. Yeah, good. But I can't see if I'm on screen now. I've been watching. So okay. You have to let me know. I've floated too high or floated too low or whatever. Let me know how it goes. Something else I need to do here is, even though these kimono lines down here are already carved, I need to put some of those on here, because they're gonna let me line it up. After I print this out, if I've just got a face, it's gonna float. I won't know where to put it. So I do need to draw some of these lines here as guides. So once I've printed this out, they will fit on top of the lines that I've already carved, and they will let me get this lined up on the block.
And then would you chop them off at the end or keep them?
No, this line I'm tracing right now, this is already carved.
Right. So okay, so it's only for when you're putting it on.
Yes, it's only, yes, of course.
Yes.
I sent you an email just before I opened the stream today showing what I had done and what I didn't do over the weekend in the mailbox. And I didn't do much this weekend at all.
Yeah, it sounds like it was busy down here. So.
Yeah. And in the evenings, I spent last night working on the script for the next YouTube video. So I'm ready to go. I'm ready to roll on Tuesday.
All right. That's exciting.
And there's a bunch of new subscriptions for the Mystique series. I think there's 3 of them in the box over the weekend,
Great.
I'm so happy to see that series coming to life again.
I shared just one picture of it, I think, on Instagram last week. It's been coming back. Good. We're going to have to find some more books.
Books? What do you mean?
Oh, wait, no, sorry, you said Mystiques. I was thinking of My Solitude. No, I haven't done anything for Mystiques.
No, there was 3 of them over the weekend.
Wow, wonderful. That's great. Tuesday, Dave's day off becomes video production day.
Well, it's okay. I'm happy. I'm really going to enjoy doing it. It's okay. I like doing the videos. I like telling the stories. I like doing that. What am I going to do on a day off? Go and sit in the park? Go and play golf? What am I going to do?
Go to the beach in mid-January.
Yeah, right. So I'm not complaining. I'm totally happy. I would just have the door closed and nobody. I don't want to say this bothering me. That's not the right word to use. But just to know that when I get up in the morning, I don't have to do a stream today. I can relax, take that bit of extra time in the shower. That's what I need for a day off. That's okay. I'm happy doing the stream. I'm happy with the customers. But to have that not happen for a day, I'm okay with that. And I don't think there's anything wrong. So for me, that's what I need for a day off.
Interesting. I don't know if you saw this earlier. I think it was before I came in, but people were mentioning live streams on YouTube. Have you ever experimented with that at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. For me, YouTube is about the curated videos. I really want carefully presented productions on YouTube. We don't make, quote, movies here.
Right.
But because of the way that YouTube works, these things are going to be around for a long, long, long time. I want nicely curated productions there.
Yeah.
We're amateurs still, but anyway, we put out on YouTube what we would like to say and talk and tell people. what's happening here right now in the live stream. It just goes every which way.
Yeah.
No. So I mean, these are going on YouTube. Somebody, the fan channel.
Yeah.
But it's a separate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, for me, I've made the distinction. YouTube is for the curated stuff. Twitch and whatever is just for the let stuff happen.
Yeah. Okay.
At least that's the way I see those media.
Yeah.
Facebook for me is an afterthought. We all these days have mixed feelings about Facebook, what's happening to it and what it's doing and what it's doing to the world. So Facebook, I can't quite figure out. We are using it in a very selfish way in that we post stuff on there and let people see what we're doing, but I myself don't use Facebook as a consumer, follow the feed and stuff like this. So we're a bit selfish there. And that's one that I don't really grok. I don't understand Facebook well at all, but we're using it. We're quote using it, because it does help our business. YouTube, I think I'm coming to understand. At least the way we use YouTube, I understand it well. I think and what it is, and what YouTube wants to see from me, what value I bring to them, and what value they bring to us. I sort of understand that.
Someone said that I personally just don't use Twitch. I subscribe or watch everything on YouTube. I only watch Twitch to watch, you.
Well, like I said, we each try to use these channels. I certainly don't understand Twitch very well because, Twitch is a very different thing than what we're seeing in this little corner here.
Right.
So. But for what it's worth, it does seem to have been a way for us to communicate with people very well. So. But do I grok Twitch? Absolutely not. I mean, there's stuff that goes on there. I haven't a clue what's going on or why people do this or how it works, of course.
Yeah.
The world is changing. This thing about esports, sports that used to involve throwing pieces of leather around a field, and then sports that involve throwing digital, signals at each other. I guess it's the same thing, but I don't truly understand it very well. So.
Kirigami Kid says, I miss when you took the camera outside at the end of your YouTube videos.
Yes, me too. I know hasn't been a policy switch. It's been simply, there's a couple of things. One is that was the first year when we were in Asakusa. And looking back on it now, oh my God, there were no customers. Yeah. The days went by. We had lots of time to do things. It was new and interesting for me to get out there and do these things. Yeah. So the combination of those 2 or 3 things meant at the end of every video, okay, before I put the video upload, let's go outside and see what we can see.
Yeah.
I had the time to do it, and there was new stuff to see.
Right.
And now, I've started doing a video on Tuesday. Well, we could still add value. There's new stuff all the time. I mean, our street has changed since those days. True. So I could do it, but now I'm struggling so much just to get the video package itself together that to sort of put that extra thing on, I don't know. So I'm sorry, I realized too, people did very much enjoy that, and it's not abandoned, well, I guess it's abandoned. I mean, it's not policy-wise, but here's another break.
It may happen again someday in the future, but it's not.
Can we see this? There's another break here. I don't know if it shows. Can you see this camera? I'm pointing to you. You can see this. There's a little movement. There's a little, I'll circle it in red here. Just a minute. I'll circle it in red to show what's going on. There's a break in that black line. And that break comes from the fact that when the guy was carving the hair, bang, he bumped into the line there. Huh. We saw it the other day. It was the other way around. There was a slash cut through 3 of the hairs. Yeah. Because when he was carving one of the black lines, he went too far.
Doesn't matter. Not going to fix it.
No, he's not going to fix it. It's microscopic. Right. My God, and of course not fixing that.
Waldunger, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, says, why is he not streaming on a more Japanese site? Because we're talking in English the whole time, I guess.
You mean streaming in Twitch in Japanese, you mean? I'm not sure what you're asking.
Or, do you mean on Nico, or was that Nico Video? I can't remember.
Nico Doga, what's it called?
Nico Doga, I think that's it. We just talk in English pretty much all the time, so...
It's a good question. Why don't we try that as well? I don't know. Maybe we should. It might help us get more staff here. I don't know. Just simply we tried this and it worked, so we've stuck with it. We should do more YouTube in Japanese, absolutely. There's no question about it. You know. Again, it's a question of time and resources. And, you know.
Yeah. If Dave is shooting a new video on Tuesday, can I request a video visit to the new neighborhood hot dog shop? Ken Hallett.
Not going to happen, sorry. Not going to happen. The other thing about the videos too is that what's been happening with the recent videos that didn't happen in the earlier videos is that I'm being more careful with the structure of the thing. For example, the last couple of Rambo stories we did, the beginnings one, I thought about how I wanted to start, what I wanted to say, and how I wanted to finish it and wrap it up. And then sometimes, for example, and one more thing, I play that silly game that Steve Jobs used to do and stuff like this, you know. And that wraps up the video in an architectural structure. And then, oh, by the way, let's go outside and look around. Spoils that. And the one I'm going to do on Tuesday, I've sweat blood the last couple of days trying to figure out how can I end this thing in a nice way so that people think they've seen a nice presentation. And it doesn't fit to say, let's go outside and look at a hot dog shop. So, so I guess part of it is because I've tried to improve the quality of the actual structure of the videos rather than just dump whatever was happening.
Yeah.
And that's part of it too. There's no way I'm going to end with the hot dog shop on Tuesday because I've got a nice ending worked out to this video, you know. And I am not going to help promote their business. They're creeping back out, you know. Yesterday they crept back out again.
Really?
The City Hall visit knocked them back down to within, 1 foot or so of the building. They've now crept back out halfway across the sidewalk.
Of course they have.
She's literally, it's that old game of when one person stands to look at a wall and the other kids come up behind them to try and touch them. They look around. I forget what it's called. You know what I mean? That kids game of, And that's exactly what she's doing. No, it's okay. I shouldn't talk about it too much. It just engenders hostility in the neighborhood. Just sit quiet, Dave. As I mentioned, the boss of the neighborhood association told me, Dave, keep out of this. Just keep quiet. We'll approach them as a group. Don't individually.
Yeah.
So he's right. So I'll just keep quiet.
Spurious Indices says, my very first time hearing of woodblock printing was when YouTube recommended one of your videos randomly, and that got me hooked. That this was due. I think it was due to me watching random woodworking videos. So other woodworking is connecting to this too.
Yeah, maybe. So. The one we hear most often is people get recommended the video remembering a carver.
Right.
And that's the one I hear most often.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like this computer's having a workout.
It is because this connection is doing there's 3 video streams. It's 3 video feeds. And it's picking up this one through Wi-Fi.
Oh wow.
Oh wait. No, Wi-Fi's off.
Yeah. How is it connected? Magic.
Wi-Fi's off on the iPad. Literally, Wi-Fi's turned off.
Don't remind it might disconnect.
How are they talking to each other? Wi-Fi's turned off.
Is it?
This one's on. Wi-Fi is on. You can see it. That one,
is it
the Wi-Fi's
casting? Because I know Apple has some casting, like you can cast to your.
Well, that's the way it is. This thinks it's sending to an Apple TV.
Okay. Yeah, it thinks it's sending to an Apple TV.
Through
okay.
What
means?
What? Yeah. So what? There's no wire connecting these two things. This is not.
It's just connected to the power to charge, right? Right now, that USB.
Oh wait. No, wait. Okay, this is Wi-Fi to our house internet.
Okay.
This is on the internet right now. This thing.
Yeah.
It goes through our router upstairs.
Okay.
And that's also it's Ethernet cable plugged into our router upstairs. So they are wired. They're not wired together, but this one is Wi-Fi to the router, and this one is plugged into the router.
Okay.
So there is a physical path between
There
the
is
two
a path,
devices. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's it. I never
Your
thought-
job. Yeah. NFC near field communication. No, I think you have to be really, really close for that.
And neither that device certainly doesn't have that. That's a Suica card.
You're
I'm out of there. Okay.
not quite, but getting close. Yeah.
I'm not sure the staffing today. Kawai-san has been down all week with influenza.
Over the weekend.
And he booked off again yesterday. We didn't book off. He didn't book back in. So,
Right.
so Koizumi-san was on call. He jumped in yesterday as an extra.
Yeah.
But he's busy today. Can't do that today. So it could be that if Kawai-san doesn't show up this morning,
Yeah.
it's just me and Doi-san for parties. So we might need your help down here today. But
Yeah.
it's Monday, but Kira-san's not in this Monday.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I know you want to just play upstairs with Final Cut Pro all day, but I'm sorry, you got there's orders and stuff to
Yeah,
process
there's
first.
plenty
Sorry.
to do.
So, and Sugi-san's in here. I guess she's doing the final, she's doing 3 or 4 things at once right now. She's doing the February print, and I need her batch of those prints today. I told her, she wasn't in yesterday, but I told her on,
An email or something.
no, Saturday, but I need those Monday, period. So put your other work away. Get me those ski prints
Got it.
on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, it's February, just
Yes,
a couple days.
Suisan needs them, of course. They've got to
Yeah.
be shipped February 1st. So, Ishikawa-san's prints. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do a show.
Oh, they're in.
Yeah, they're here.
Okay. Yeah,
Let me just
John
finish
Becker
this.
just said, coming up on 9 a.m., time for show and tell.
Okay. Well, it's different. It's not an auction show and tell or whatever. Just simply, it's a quick flip. Just a minute.
Yeah.
Let me just finish this line. Also, too, I need you to scan one of these today.
One of the ones you printed? Or?
No,
Oh, no, one of
this,
those.
this,
Okay.
this. Okay, how are we going to do this? Because what am I on as far as screens go?
I can resize them if we need to.
I tell you, I think without working the whole thing, if you just click back in there, the one that says carving setup, that switches. Go ahead, try clicking it.
Here we go.
Bingo. You can do that. So if I zoom out, that goes back to our typical. Am I on screen?
Yep.
This is Ishikawa-san's group. This is Ishikawa-san's batch of prints for the subscription series. They haven't been trimmed yet. They haven't been checked yet. Look at this. She's done it. She's turned in 100 nearly identical.
Wow, she made a big batch.
She's done a big batch. You know, this is what we're going to try and do. I know they did the first one like 60 and 60 because it was such a difficult print.
Yeah.
But they are going to try and do this in-house.
Okay.
If they can do 100 and 100 each, get me 100 and 100 good copies each, then Kanai-san doesn't have to do it, and she can start doing Heron and Iris and the other stuff.
all the other things that are also waiting.
Yep, they're also waiting. Should I put a light on here? Are we going to get some, because this mountain sings. This is really nice. It's probably not going to show
Getting
you.
washed out a bit.
We
Should I
have-
zoom in a little? Yeah.
We have, what I want to try and show is the emboss. Go out there, do what you want to do. Let me try and show it here. I want to try and catch this beautiful embossing they've picked up on the snow.
Get a little closer on that.
Do you want me to move somewhere?
Sorry, now that I've moved my shadow, that I think helps.
So
that
picking
look
up,
okay?
you know, this, all the empty snow areas is of course empty paper, and it picks up a really nice three-dimensional touch.
Yeah.
And yet we didn't want to get too much of that in the distance, because in a distant mountain like this, you can't see snow fields as you know, it's just washed out.
Right.
And they've done such a nice job. The gray on here, and just I'm so happy. It's a simple little image. When I saw it in Photoshop, both Jed and I were thinking, this is perhaps not so interesting. But as a nice, high-touch, low-tech, high-touch woodblock print, it really comes out nicely. I don't know if we're not getting it. Anyway, I'm very, very happy with it. It's a simple, clean image. And we needed a bit of a simpler one after that first dramatic one. And then now we're going to come back. The third one, the March one, we're really going to try and catch that side light, those two people in the park, and we're going to try and get that. So I'm very happy with this. It's a quiet woodblock print, but it's real. It's real Shinhanga. It's happening here, and it's happening in quantities, and it's happening at a super stunning, reachable price for people. So, you know.
It said the ski lift towers in the distance are a nice touch. Yeah, I didn't even notice there's lighter ones way out in the distance. Very cool.
And of course, each one now gets the name embossed of the title of the print and the people that did it. This one is Hori, I don't know how you pronounce it. This is Tsoi Wai Chung.
Yeah.
Suri Ishikawa Yoko. And this is open now. Chon-san is working for us openly as a carver. His visa allows him to work now.
Yep.
It's okay. We don't have to hide that thing anymore. We were sort of in illegal. Well, let's not talk about this. Whatever. Anyway, it's okay. It's okay.
What does one cost? So these are a subscription series.
Yeah, it's a subscription series. It's 45 per month, but it's currently sold out, and we now have, I think there's over
30 to 40.
I think it's over 40. There was a few more on the weekend. It's over 40 waiting, and I don't know what to do. We'll see how it goes. Once we're past the spring rush, if Kanai-san comes clear, she can just do a second batch. But of what? At 50 each? That won't even cover it. We're already sold out. Anyway, there we are. It's up and running, and it's happening for real. I'm really, really proud of this. You know, Ishikawa-san, she was here. She gave them to me. She's thinking, "Oh, these are not very good. They're not very good. They're not very good." And I'm telling Ishikawa-san, actually, when they write the books about the history of woodblock printmaking 50 years from now, this is going to be there. They've revived the Shinhan. You're there. You're the first printer pulling these up. You know, and she's quote just unquote just a housewife. This is something we've done, you know. Whatever. It's just working so well. So well. Okay, thanks.
The computer calmed down now that it stopped looking at this.
Yeah. So. Okay, I gotta get back to work here. Can you?
Okay.
You know how to
Switch
get back? Switch back to the one.
1080p one?
Yeah. That's also something different. This is actually going out at 1080 rather than 720. Okay. Nobody's noticed. He.
Who was it? Was it Dead Steve who was the pixel peeper? Always asking
about
what resolution
is
your video at?
And for me, I can't tell the difference at 720 and 1080. I can't even see that. I think the last YouTube video I put up, I did. When I sent it at 1080 instead of 720. And again, nobody commented, nobody noticed. So. Yeah. So people ask about this, but honestly, they don't know. Right, where am I? I'm on the screen. I'm going to do some back here behind his ear. Okay, let's do this. I'm left-handed, and these are backwards now, but let's give it a try. I could reverse the image, but let's just give it a try.
Hear the airplane engines.
Yeah, it's kicking in, yeah. Fair enough. It's doing well though, you know.
Yeah.
Soka. Report. There's 3 things should be arriving soon. 1 has arrived.
All right.
Number 2 should be arriving. It says today. It's the lens for the bottom of the trinaural microscope. And number 3 should be arriving today or tomorrow. It's the attachment for the Canon body.
All right.
To put it onto trinaural.
So you found a Canon attachment.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to work. But we're going to give it a try. And I really hope they arrive today because I want to do some video in this next YouTube video using
that new setup. That would be really cool.
For the B-roll. The normal video will be just me talking to the camera, but I need B-roll of those prints as close up as possible.
Oh yeah, it looks like the settings are still set actually to 720p. In here. These settings. still going. So the canvas resolution is 1080, but the output.
Oh, okay. I don't remember what I did, and I tested it and then turned it back off. I don't remember. I hear the upstairs door. Did Suki-san just go upstairs? Here's the door. That's the door at the back of your office.
Yeah,
Could be the agent. They sneak upstairs, you know.
they do.
I can hear it every time the door opens and closes.
Yeah.
And when there's people in the shop, it's too noisy, but
Right. But in the morning,
yeah. And at night,
sneaking around.
yeah. I know I can hear Ishikawa-san when she's printing, she's coming down. So I can hear chip chops. I know she's finished, she's coming down. I'm ready for her.
See if Suga-san messaged me. She said she needs to do one more scan for the Heroes print that she was working on last
But
time.
I told her I priority get me
but
the
she was finishing it up on Friday, I think. She just did one color, and she still had a lot left by the time I was leaving. So she said, "I'm just gonna save one or get one out to scan it." So it's only scanning, not printing.
Okay. Yeah. But don't interfere. Don't sidetrack her. I need those subscription prints.
Yeah, those are priority number one.
Yasui-san is in today, or well, no, because we're going to ship today, so
Yeah.
Yasui-san will need to be there tomorrow or
Right.
whatever too.
Us old timers who grew up with a 6-inch black and white television just enjoy seeing general shapes and pretty colors.
This is me. I know whatever the comment is to me. This thing about 720, 1080, whatever. I mean, give me a break, guys. Look what you're getting. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I would have killed for a fraction of this. You know, to sit in wherever you're sitting, watching the carving happen. Well, it's not carving today, but you know, give me a break. Don't complain that it's only 720 instead of 1080. You know? And we had a few comments about give me 4K. You know, come on. You know, I can't see that stuff. You know.
But when is the 4K stream? I think you'd have to upgrade cameras and computer and everything.
Well, we've got the bandwidth for it. You know, does Twitch have the bandwidth for it? I don't know. We've got the upload bandwidth for it.
Right.
Well, you know what we've got at this end. Everybody knows that. But it's a question of gear. How much expensive gear do we need to buy, and how much coddling and taking care of it? You know.
Yeah.
We've got a simple setup that basically works. We had a bit of trouble like about a year ago with Twitch. Remember, stuff was giving us trouble all the time.
Yeah.
Until we moved down to the first floor shop here, and we redid our whole internet structure.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I cabled everything right through here. We are wired to the NTT
the walls.
fiber here. Yes, so. And before, when I was in the back room there, I was a long way from the router. I wasn't wired in. I was at the other end of the building. So we've got past all those teething problems, and we now have a good, solid, strong setup. Anytime people find that it goes down, it's not our end, you know, unless I bork that cable.
Unless the cable comes loose.
But we are wired in. We gave up on running a Wi-Fi from the other end of the building.
Your mother jumped in. She said, "We got our TV to watch the coronation of Queen Elizabeth." So is it a nice high-resolution TV, I suppose?
No, she's talking about 1952, 53.
Oh, yeah. I guess she's been queen for a while.
Actually, that was a big deal, you know, because back then in the early 50s, my dad was actually doing very well. And we chatted a bit about this yesterday. He was a member of quite a famous band, and they would have been paid quite well.
Yeah.
So my parents weren't rich, unquote, but they were doing really quite well in that place at that time. A working class family who had moved to London, and he was with a real good job until Elvis Presley came along, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Changed
So they were okay. So maybe she says they had a TV. It's quite possible they were the first one on the street with a TV and stuff like that. And I know my dad was telling me he was the first one with a phone.
Wow.
Because they needed the phone for the band members to call, you know,
Right.
change tonight or booking tomorrow, or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
So I guess they were the people on the street were the first ones with a TV and the first ones with a phone, and the neighbors would be like, "Can we watch this?" and stuff like this. So they were feeling quite pleased with themselves, I think, in that area. You know. It all came apart 1955, 56, 57, but in the early 50s they were doing really quite well.
That's cool. You're now on TV, says. When I started using the net, to download a JPEG, you had to download text files and parts, then join them together with an application. Did that ever happen? I didn't even know about that.
There, he's got to be careful if he starts telling about this, because if my mother jumps in back in 1952 when we watched TV, you know, she's got to be careful there, because she can one up him, I think, or whatever. So.
Does David have a favorite print he's worked on so far? I know. You just like working on prints. Is that about right?
We don't play favorites, whatever. It's like asking me which of my kids do I like best. Forget it, you know. We don't do that. So. Oops. We're saying I should train iOS every time it hears the word oops, it should automatically hit undo.
Yeah. That'd be pretty nice.
Oops.
Asking if you don't do favorites, can we at least do least favorites?
No! We've had this conversation many times, and I
Yeah.
always resist. People ask me, it's not just what's your favorite print, what's your favorite food and stuff. I know.
Yeah.
As a craftsman, you don't do favorites, period. You do your job, whether you like it or not, and you don't even think about such a thing. Oh, this is a fun print. I'm going to enjoy doing this one. Because if you accept that, then you accept the downside. Oh, look at this print. I have to do this. Oh, my God. So we don't do favorites, period. It's not in the shokunin's mindset. And it shouldn't be in any craftsman's mindset at all. Whether you like it or not yourself is an irrelevant factor. If you're going to be a good craftsman, your personal tastes are irrelevant. If you're an artist, if you're Jed, that's a different story. Everything is based on your personal feeling and character and tastes.
Yeah.
But if you're a craftsman, you must erase that from your mindset. I mean, we have this conversation comes up every couple of months. Dave, what do you like? I don't like anything. Is that the answer I should give? Something like this,
I don't like anything, but I don't dislike anything. Everything is fine. I don't.
I'm half laughing here. Of course, I'm a human being, but my point being, when it comes to my work, you can't. I think you get what I'm getting at.
Yeah. But also with your work, just to be annoying. Sorry. You get to choose a lot of your own prints, so you choose ones that you think might not be.
Well, yes,
unpleasant to carve.
This image that I chose for this specific job, I had a specific requirement. Mm-hmm. There was a need, a necessity. Mm-hmm. What would fit this theme of this series? What people will enjoy seeing? What will be interesting for me to carve? What will be the right challenge? What I am able to pull off? There's many, many factors involved in it. And it's balancing those factors that led me to choose this particular image at this particular time. It's not because I like it. It's a part of my job to balance those things together, come up with a solution that works for the job at hand. So I'm still getting at the same thing. Mm-hmm. Of course, one of the things involved was that I thought this would be fun for me to carve. It would be something I would like doing.
Yeah.
So that's part of the equation. But I'm going to resist saying that I chose this because I like it. It's one of my favorites. No.
Okay.
So I'm being half facetious here, but not entirely facetious.
If if you subscribe to Japan Journey now, do you get January's prints or do you start in February? Yes. Join our waiting list and you will start over at the beginning.
But as a general policy, all of our subscriptions are the same. They're not based on when you start. When you subscribe to any particular series, you get that particular series set of 12 prints.
Yeah. So start at the beginning and get those 12.
I mean, we did Chibi Heroes in 2013, but somebody starting Chibi Heroes now gets the first 2 this month, and then the next 2 the next month, and the next 2 next month. Yeah. Everybody always gets the same package.
Yeah.
It's not like subscribing to a newspaper where you start today, you get today's newspaper, because nobody wants back issues.
No one wants
of
January 1st, it's newspaper. Like, you buy 2019 subscription to the news. So start today and get New Year's edition. It'd be kind of funny.
The thundering suitcases,
Yeah.
all day long, especially this time of the day, heading for the airport or coming in from the airport.
Yep. Every time you change the zoom on the image that you're tracing, I'm always surprised to see it say 470% or everything. You're zoomed in so close, but that's how you can get these fine lines. Huh?
By the time we finish here and zoom out, oops. That's why I'm being a bit too careful with some of these, but you know, because it'll be invisible by the time I zoom out. But really, just try and get it neatly and cleanly here. It's the smallest, no barriers by the time it does come to the knife.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, Kawaii-san made it.
He's here. Is he okay? So, good. That means I can get some other work done today.
Yeah.
Is he laughing out there?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just
He's alive.
laughing. Yeah.
What if he's okay? If he's still staggering, I sure hope he's okay. You know?
No mask even, so I think
No mask, so
he's okay then. Considering this year's series is monthly linked, would it be better that subscribers start on the month that they sign up in? I think that would just cause too much confusion.
So you start in November, you get a 2-series print? No. It's
they start in November and then get those 2 and then start at January when we hit January.
Ah, I see, because it's seasonal. Yeah. Yes, that's a negative from the way we do it. That is a downside. But having said that, somebody in Cairns, Australia, who's subscribing to it right now,
they're all upside down.
They're upside down anyway. So we can't, you know.
Yeah.
So yes, in that sense, we are, you know, North Americans, North Hemisphere centric.
Yeah.
I guess Australians, whatever, they learned to live with that a long time ago. There's nothing I can really help them with on that. You know. They have their Santa Claus on the beach. They laugh about that. You know, that's cool. So yeah, we could do that once any given series is finished. I mean, up to now in these game character series, it hasn't been a factor because they haven't been seasonal.
Right.
But that is a legit point. And once this JJ series is finished and we're running it next year, somebody who wants to subscribe to it, we could actually do the delivery
match the month they're in.
So start at 7, go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is an interesting point. Thank you. Yeah. Right now, while we're still doing them, it's not practical. I'm sorry, so.
Someone cheated of my youth says, yeah, in Australia today it's 30 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that's not like today here. But 3, I don't know how cold it is, but it was pretty chilly today. Thanks for joining us. 696,969. Thanks for joining us. I've been watching your videos a lot, and this is the first stream. Again on the prints, can you get the presentation box from day one? Normally, yes. We're on back order because we were surprised by how many of them were needed and ran out of stock. So they're coming in soon, though. So
it's not just us. The box maker also had trouble delivering our order.
That's right. Yeah. He got sick for a while.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing? Are you okay?
いや今大丈夫ですけど。
本当に大丈夫？
今大丈夫。
まだギリギリじゃない？
まあ多少体力、もう熱とかああいうのは大丈夫です。で、本当にテリブルでしたね。今回の。
あ、そう。
あ、
そう。
ひどかった。
ひどかった。多分歴代一番ひどいかもしれないぐらい。スタンドアップできないですねまず。そう病院とかも本当に
チームに戻った？
戻らなかった。もう戻れなかった。
あ、そう。じゃあ一人でずっと一人で。
でもおじさんもいたし、で病院も近かったから、そこだけまで行って。でもね、薬打ったら熱は治ったけどね、なんだろうな。ちょっとあれだよ。食べられないわけだと。食べられない。もう一切食べられないです。
Glad you're okay.
でも多分ダイエットできてよかった。2キロぐらい痩せたかもしれない。
Nice.
カロリーメイトとヨーグルトぐらいしかもう食欲が分からない。
Kai's just saying he had flu quite badly this week, and he said it's been a flu diet. He's lost the weight that he needed to lose.
Fastest way to lose weight. Get yourself really sick.
Yeah.
Not a stomach bug, the influenza. Influenza. Yeah. Interesting. Someone says he has both the woodblock version and the Giclée version of the Dragon's Gift, and the color depth in the woodblock print is outstanding. That stands out.
That was a tough one. We worked very hard on it. That was a really, really tough one. Yeah. The layers that Jed did in his own Photoshop just did not translate directly. Again, I'm not shooting at him. Just simply, it's a
different working style.
Yeah, exactly, very different style. So we struggled on that one, and the printers still struggle when they print it. It's not an easy one. Really, not an easy one. In fact, out of the heroes we've done so far, that's probably the most difficult one for printing. These long hairs are tough.
Someone was asking, what are you doing? Why tracing? And Courtney got me helping explain a bit. He said, if it's a reproduction, wouldn't you just want to use the print so that you can translate it directly onto the woodblock rather than translating it twice? But it's not possible to tape this one down and carve over it.
We have the print here. In an ideal world, we could just take the print, scan it in Photoshop, tell Photoshop, please remove the colors, leave me just the perfect black lines. It just simply doesn't work because there's no...
So zoom in on that.
When you sit and look at the print as it is, it seems that there's enough definition that we could just trace this, and not trace this, we could just scan it, which is what I did. I scanned it, went into Photoshop, took out the colors, printed it out, and pasted it onto the wood. It just doesn't leave enough definition in the tiny thin areas. And as we saw yesterday when we were doing the eyes, in fact we can try and maybe look at one of these eyes here. There is not a, this eye, the kid's left eye has enough definition, we can see the eyeball. His right eye doesn't, because there's some ink that's flowed into the thing when the people were printing it. Same between his left eyebrow. Ink has flowed between the two lines and it's become blurred. And doing this automatically in Photoshop just doesn't give me enough definition for carving it. So this, we talked about it yesterday quite a lot. This is not a bug, actually. Having to trace it before I carve it is not a bug, it's kind of a feature. I see all these lines, I get the lines ready for carving. I get this print. I understand this print now in a way that I wouldn't have done if I hadn't sat here and traced it.
Okay.
It's the same thing when I did the Great Wave. You know, it took me months and months and months of work to isolate those lines. But then when I came to carve it, all that paid off because I knew what I was doing. I could feel and taste and eat every one of those lines.
Yeah.
So in a perfect world, an artist would sit next to me and give me a perfectly drawn, sharp, clear Hanshita every time.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Joy-san, hello, hello, hello. Look at it bundled up. Look at that hat.
Yeah.
So,
It's nice and warm in here, though.
おはようございます。どうですか、風も。なんとか。
インフルエンザで。
あ、そうなんかインフルエンザで。
インフルエンザだって、
え
いや、まあ、歴代で一番ひどいぐらいだって言って、インフルエンザこんな。
いや、今流行りだから。もう。
Do you have the original painting the print is based on for reference?
no, it doesn't mean nothing. There was no such thing. An ukiyo-e object like this, like the original. This is Kiyonaga, maybe 1780 or something like this. There was no original painting. Kiyonaga sketched something that was given to carvers who carved it. The little print that I showed you now, that was a 1930s or so reproduction at smaller scale. So there's no painting involved here.
午前事故がもう起き上がって午前で3時から迎えあって、まあ、近くに病院あったから立ち上がって、もうかなり暗くて、最初だからあれで電車乗ったら死にますよね。
いや、まあ、もうなんかね、
意識がないしな。
もう絶対無理しちゃダメなんですよな。よくあるんですよ。
Are you in charge of the 10 o'clock party or anything?
Well, Kawai-san's here, so it looks like he's okay. He's getting the blocks ready now, so it's okay. So I should get out here soon, right? It's already 9:30, is it? It is 9:30. Let me finish this. Where am I? What have I got to do here? Hang on a sec. Yeah, I shouldn't rush this. Okay, let's call it a day here. Let's call it a day.
Okay.
I'll be able to finish this today now that I know Kawai-san is here. So I'll be able to finish this today. On the next stream, I should be carving. Today's Monday.
Today's Monday.
So today's Monday. So the next stream is there is no
Wednesday.
next stream.
There is no
Tomorrow's
next
Tuesday. Well, no, tomorrow's Tuesday. I will be making a video tomorrow if all goes well. And then the next one will be Wednesday morning. And actually, I warned yesterday. I need sizing. Papers. The printers are running out of paper. So Wednesday morning will almost certainly be a sizing stream upstairs, unless I have enough energy and time left over to do it Tuesday night, which is almost not going to happen. So probably Wednesday stream will be a sizing stream on the new hot plate
Oh yeah.
that Aoyama-san has prepared for me. So
How's that been
it
working?
worked out okay. I got the feedback yesterday from the printers, and they both said yes.
It was improved.
Much improved.
That's great.
So there we have it. Tomorrow there will be no stream here. Thank you for watching. On Wednesday there will be a sizing stream upstairs. And then Thursday, I guess probably we'll be back down here at the carving bench, carving on the stuff that I'm tracing now. We'll see the knife going through these same lines all over again.
Yeah.
I think we're done there. Cameron-san, sign us off, please. See you guys on Wednesday. Thank you again.
See you next time. Thanks.